HC family, welcome back. In our last video, we talked about why Jesus died and how his sacrifice changed everything for you and for me. Today, we're going to be diving into the topic that many new Christians face coming from a Hindu background. And when I first became a Christian, I was met with a lot of resistance from my family. Coming from a Hindu background, they didn't understand why I chose to follow Jesus. And honestly, dude, it was so tough. And if you're in the similar situation, I want to encourage you. You're not alone, and there is hope. Today, I'm going to show you some practical tips for navigating being a believer in your Hindu family. Let's start by acknowledging that family persecution can be one of the hardest things any believer will ever face, whether you're 6 or whether you're 50. You love your family and you want to honor them, but at the same time, you're now following a completely different path from them. First off, recognize that persecution is going to happen. Jesus himself said in Matthew chapter 10, verse 34 to 36, "Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be the members of his own household." Jesus knew that when we chose to follow him, it would sometimes divide us from those closest to us. In some families, religion and culture are so deeply intertwined, like in the Hindu faith, that people will feel betrayed. Your family will persecute you by saying things like you're brainwashed. They'll kick you out of the house, whatever it is. But God is telling you that you will face challenges in this life, but God will be with you. So what you have to do is, number one, respond with love and respect. Now, it's important to respond with this because even when your family opposes you, in 1 Peter 3:15 through 16, it says, "But in your hearts, revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect, keeping a clear conscience." When your family questions your faith or maybe even criticizes it, try to respond with gentleness and respect. You don't have to have all the answers, but you can explain why you follow Jesus in a way that shows your respect for them and their culture, even if they don't understand. Sometimes showing grace and patience and love is the best way to demonstrate the love of Jesus Christ to them. Next, setting boundaries with your family. It's important to set healthy boundaries with your Hindu family, especially if they start persecuting you, saying mean things to you. You can love your family while still protecting your relationship with Jesus. Matthew chapter 10:37 says, "Anyone who loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me." What Jesus is saying here isn't about rejecting your family. It's about prioritizing your relationship with him above all else. Sometimes you might need to take a step back if the opposition is affecting your spiritual growth. So remember, Jesus comes first and he is your source of strength. So make sure that you have boundaries with your family. Next, pray for your family. One of the most powerful things you can do for your family is to pray for them. Pray that their hearts would be open to the truth of the gospel and that they would see the love and peace that Jesus has brought into your life. It's not always easy, but prayer is a powerful tool for change. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 44, Jesus teaches us, "But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Even if your family is actively opposing you, praying for them with love can soften their hearts and give you peace in the process. I don't know, something happened there. I was a little itchy. It's easy to feel discouraged when your family doesn't understand your faith, though. But stay strong in your relationship with Jesus, my friends. Remember that your faith is not dependent on other people's approval. Galatians 1:10 says, "Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ." Your primary goal is to please God, not to fit in your family's expectations. Jesus calls us to follow him even when it's difficult. Trust that he will give you the strength to keep going and he will honor your faithfulness. And if you're facing persecution from your family right now, I want you to know that God sees your struggle and he's with you. Stay grounded in your faith. Read the Bible, continue to pray, and really get close to Christian brothers and sisters near you. Go to the church. Make sure that you are continually talking to people. And if you're the only Christian in your Hindu family, I'd love to connect with you personally. Please message me on the Hidden Christians Instagram and let's talk. Let's get you plugged into a church if you're not already. And please join the Bible studies on Saturdays so that you can get connected to more Christians around you and you can continue to grow your faith. Jesus did say that we're going to face persecution in this life, and you and me, we are the only believers in our family, and we do struggle with that sense of persecution. And I do highly encourage you to continue your faith, continue reading the Bible, because God has you and he has a promise and a plan for your life, my friend. God bless you.